I ask that whoever's in attendance here, please sign in. When you go to speak, come forward, state your name and address. At this time, if anybody's going to speak or give any testimony, I'll swear you in. Raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, not the truth, so help you God.
You do.
Thank you. Approval of minutes from our last regular business meeting. Do I have a motion to approve those minutes?
I move so. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we have one case this evening. It's WW Builders Limited at 8170 Oliver Road, Erie, PA, on a variance request regarding a rear yard setback. So at this time, Mike, you'd like to come forward, and I take it you're representing?
Correct. Mike Sanford, 4721 Atlantic Avenue, Erie. And I'm here on behalf of WW Builders. And I have some just talking points here. If you don't mind, I'll just go through those, just for the record. But it's a fairly straightforward request. Okay. Property is located at 8170 Oliver Road, and the property is commonly known as Frito-Lay Building, and it's been at this location for quite a number of years. The requested variances at this evening's meeting is for a building addition and the relocation of the trash compactor that will allow expansion of the property. Specifically, the property owner requests a dimensional variance for relief from the rear yard setback per section 506C. Our variance application included a sketch of the proposed building addition and trash compactor relocation in relation to the property lines, site features, etc. So, we do understand that ultimately a land development plan is required for this project, but the variance approval is required before we can present that plan to the Planning Commission. So, as you know, your zoning hearing board is authorized to vary from strict application if requirements would deprive the owner of reasonable use of the land. So, for purposes of this meeting, I just thought I'd go through the 5 criteria just for the record. So, the first criteria is that the property has some unique physical circumstance, including irregularity of the lot size or shape. And so, I brought along a little exhibit, and if I have to leave it with you, I certainly will. But the property is over here, and it's very triangular in shape, very unique. I'm not sure that there's another one in the county that looks like that. So it's very unique in shape, and because of that, it tapers from south to north, and as a result, it limits the buildable width of the property. So it's, again, very unique in its shape. The second criteria is that because of this physical condition, strict application would deprive the owner of reasonable use of his land. So what I said here is because of this unique physical condition, there is no possibility the property owner can develop this addition in strict conformity with the ordinance. So a dimensional variance has been requested. The owner is requesting to reduce the rear yard setback from 50 feet to 33, so that would be a 17-foot reduction or 17-foot variance for the proposed building addition. The trash compactor relocation, he has a trash compactor, it's out there today. But because of the building addition, he'd like to move that. So,
Mike, where's it at today?
Right where the addition's going on.
It's right in the back, in the back of the building.
It is right here on the westerly side. I can bring this up there if you like to see.
No, I'm just kidding. That's what I thought it was. I just want to make sure that that's where they're moving.
It's right on the westerly side of the building. It sits right where this building addition is going to go.
Okay.
So we're asking for a variance, and that may be out of an abundance of caution. Is a trash compactor a structure? Because it's not a building addition and it's a trash compactor. But we would like to relocate it. It's going to be relocated into the rear setback, so we put it in our application. And where we showed it is it would require a reduction from the 50 feet required to 12 feet, so that would be a 38-foot variance. When I talked to the owner, he would like to move his trash compactor, but it would be on the pavement that's out there today. So it wouldn't be any closer to the property line than the current pavement. The next criteria is that the hardship has not been created by the appellant, and the applicant in this case did not create this parcel's triangular tapered shape, So the hardship has not been caused by himself. Next criteria is that the granting of this variance would not alter the essential character of the neighborhood or the district, or substantially impair appropriate use of adjacent properties and public welfare, or not be detrimental to public welfare. So what I put here on my paper was the properties located in an industrial area, and it's an industrial use, and it's along the commercial Oliver Road corridor. The proposed addition is going to be on the west side of the building, so it's the furthest away from Oliver Road that it could be. And as I mentioned before, the existing trash compactor is already in this general area. We just want to move it a little north and west to make room for this addition. So for these reasons, the two requested variances, dimensional variances, will not alter the character of the district, will not impair use of adjacent properties, and will not affect public welfare. And the final criteria is that the variance is the minimum to afford relief. I did go to the property several times, took some measurements, talked to the owner about the size of this building addition, where it needs to go, has to go, and we looked at it every way to Sunday, and this is the minimum variance that we can ask for. So he could not be here tonight, but he asked me to come and present the application, and I'm here to answer any questions you may have.
Is the owner local?
No, he's from Hubbard, Ohio. And he's owned this property for 25 years.
He's WW Builders.
He is.
Okay.
Yeah, this trash compactor, it had a fence around it?
It does not.
Now,
Correct, it does not.
is this sort of a permanent thing or is it movable?
I don't think it's movable easily. It essentially looks, it's like 8 feet by, let's say 30 feet, and it's all enclosed. So you put the garbage in there and it compacts it. There's no open.
It's 8 foot wide.
Correct.
It's like 8 by 8 by.
Yeah, my concern when I look at one of these, and I know you're gonna build it to all the fire standards, I'm worried about getting the fire equipment back there, along inside that new addition. Okay, a fire truck, whatever is needed. And where that compactor is now in the middle of that 33, I don't know if you've got room to get something back there.
Yeah. Can I show you this drawing? Well, it's the same drawing you have. Yeah, it really is the same. And I think there is room in here, because if this thing is 8 foot wide, I think there's room between the building addition. We could certainly scooch the compactor a little more forward. I just didn't want to put it any further west into the green space. I wanted it to be on that pavement, but we could
I would like
scooch
to
it.
make sure that there's room to get an emergency vehicle between the building and the compactor, if possible.
Here's what I can promise you. If we receive approval tonight, we'll be submitting a land development application with the zoning office, and I'll make sure we provide that dimension between the building and the compactor, and so that fire code officials
Because
can
if
make sure.
it's not easily movable, then it's going to restrict.
Yeah, it's not a dumpster. It's not lifted every week. It's not like that. It's got air hose to it to compact.
They're basically not throwing trash in that from the building. If they do, they have to cart it outside to do so.
Cardboard.
Correct. They don't stand on the building and put it in there. They actually walk. Currently on the west side of the building, there's like a little ramp, a little sidewalk, and so they bring it down and put it in. So this would just be a little longer walk for them.
Now, if this goes in front of the, what do you call them? Planning Commission, do they check the fire ordinance stuff? That's their deal, right? Okay. What's going in the new addition?
It's going to be maintenance. And what I mean by that is they have, I don't know how many trucks they have, but occasionally a light bulb will burn out, occasionally a tire or whatever. So they need some place to do maintenance that's heated for them. So
This is going to have an overhead door. They'll be able to back a truck in there?
yes, correct.
That's not right.
Then, do we need a second variance for this compactor? I mean, we were asked for 1 year.
Right, so it's a variance request to the rear yard setbacks. So you have you know, he's planning on proposing an addition and he has a structure. So if you want to, it's still the same variance, a rear yard setback.
That depends on whether or not it's considered a building too, right? Now, I think Mike said that earlier. Is that, have any bearings on it? Or?
Right, so we'll consider it a structure. It's within the 50-foot setback, but if it's existing now, then and it was proposed in the past and approved, then it would.
Yeah, but it's asking for a 38-foot variance on the compactor.
Yeah, if it was, I guess the question I have is if it becomes part of the variance, it was advertised for what we are, and we're making that less by putting a compactor in, do we have to make some other change to make that happen?
I think we're sufficient with the ad that was placed and the proposal. I would feel much better that you're going to either grant or deny the request with the compactor. I would want that to be in the decision.
So the compactor, when you move it, will be no closer to the property line than it is today.
No, it will be closer than it is today, but it won't be, it'll be on the existing asphalt. It won't be into the green space. There's actually the asphalt lines on that drawing on the screen.
So the specific distance between the compactor and the property line will be what?
12 feet.
But there will be 33 feet to the structure that's attached to the facility.
To the building setback would be 33, the dumpster compactor setback would be 12, and the compactor is shown on that screen. It's the green image in the shadow.
Okay, so it's 12 feet, 8 foot wide, that's 20, that's 13 feet to the building. We need to make sure that is sufficient to get a vehicle through.
Correct, and if I recollect their code, it's fire access roads have to be 18 feet. So we may have to jiggle a little.
Head further.
Yes.
Yeah.
That'll encroach on that, oh no, it's actually getting wider as it goes out that way.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Does this have to be fenced in at all because it's enclosed? It doesn't have to be. Is that?
It's not today.
No, it's not today.
It was in the past.
Well, in the past, they actually had a dumpster.
Oh.
And that would be fenced because I think the tops could be open,
Yeah, that's, I
garbage
guess
can
that's
blow.
right.
Yeah.
But this compactor essentially is closed on all 6 sides.
Any more questions? I don't believe there's anybody else to give any testimony for or against. So at this point, do I have a motion on this variance regarding the rear yard setback on the dumpster or the compactor along with the building attachment?
Let me ask you a question, Ed.
Yes.
Do you want 2 separate questions? Motions?
If I don't need to, if we have a split vote, then I will.
I would have thought this 2 would have been clearer.
That's fine. So if you want, yeah,
Okay.
I'll sleep just fine with 2.
I move that we approve the setback for the building at 33 feet.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Do I have a motion on the compactor?
Yeah, I'll move that the compactor distance, you said it was 12 feet?
Correct.
Is valid as long as there is room for a fire vehicle between the compactor and the building.
Second.
Second.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Variance request is granted.
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks.
A motion to adjourn the meeting.
I move we adjourn.